actually really excited to do this. So let's take a look at the video to the left. This is me now at 30 years old after tearing my Achilles, going for a 40-inch jump, which I did not get. We could see here. Yeah. And then we have a video to the right here where I am, this is dunk camp, and I'm going for a one-hander. The intent was supposed to be for a distance one-hander, so that does change how my approach is just slightly. I was jumping pretty high that day. For example, I hit my head on like a 10-foot target. So unofficial, you could say an unofficial 48. Now, or I would say I hit my hair on it. So maybe I was jumping around 47, 46, who knows, right? So it's cool just to see I look the same. And I really wanted to compare these jumps because I have a great side angle here. And this is the angle you want to use to be able to really break down your vertical, your jump, your approach. And I think it's unmistakable. It's nice to see right now. It looks like me. It looks like my old self. And I really wanted to break it down. So I'm happy with the progress that I've had so far. This is like, I don't know, 18 or so months after my Achilles surgery. So these are both 5-step approaches, okay? And let's start with the first step here, okay? This is actually the second step. Something I do on both sides, I'm contacting with the toe. You can see the toe here, or midfoot. And I'm accelerating. I'm in a very forward position here on the left side. My chest is down a lot compared to here. My chest is a lot higher. That's all good. Different pace at the moment. And let's take a look at this step right here. As we push through, before we get into our penultimate step with that right leg, I do want you guys to keep in mind that I did tear the right Achilles, so it's down here. So that we're going to be paying attention to that foot. But just notice, approach is looking good. Look, I'm accelerating. We can tell that I'm accelerating because, well, my knee is driving the motion. I have great extension through the leg here. See the extension? Knee is driving the motion way more. I might be lower in this video, and that could be because I have a different trajectory. If you're looking top down, I'm attacking the rim like this. There's a curve going on. This video on the left, I'm going straight. I'm attacking my target straight. So the curve is going to allow you to get lower, which is a good thing. And I wasn't lowering here. So I don't know. I might be center of mass might be. Well, to be honest, it looks like center of mass is lower here. I'm looking way more forward with my upper body. But for the most part, everything looks pretty solid. I'm noticing my arms are slightly different too. I have my arm tucked in here a little bit more. This is more on the outside. Now, I've been sprinting a lot more in this on the right side. My training involves a lot of sprinting. Not as much right now. I do sprints, and it's definitely nowhere near as hard as I used to back here. And also my upper body got a little bit bigger, so I don't know, maybe my biceps are too big and I can't do that. I'm just kidding. That's not the case, but I did get stronger. I did put on a little bit of mass. Anyway, this is looking good already. I'm happy to see that. I'm accelerating. And I'm accelerating with keep in mind, like, I'm pretty much healed, of course. So it doesn't seem like I'm being too cautious with that right foot so much, but this is big. This is big. When you tear your Achilles, you really lose a lot of mobility, plantar flexion. This would be plantar flexion when you get off of it and you point your toe, and then dorsiflexion right here. All that's a lot of dorsiflexion. Let's see what happens when I roll through here. Yeah, that's so much compared to this. Now, shoe might matter. And when you look at my dorsiflexion compared to a lot of other people's, I have terrible ankle mobility, even back then. It's pretty dorsiflex, but I think some people can go to more extremes. I have terrible ankles, tight ankles, and it looks like it's more tight here. When we're knee to knee, I think we're knee to knee right around here. So this is around the same spot. Positioning all looks good. I think I'm able to get into deeper angles right here. I have a tool that shows, but I'll be honest, this tool isn't that great, and the shoes matter, and like it could be, it could be around like 57, 58 degrees. I don't know. This is probably going to be the same too. Let's take a look. We're at different angles too. Like we're the camera is at a different place. So I don't know. This doesn't seem right to me. But I think in this video I am more dorsiflex because if you look at my heel, take a look at the heel. It's not coming up until maybe my knee has passed, until maybe around here. And in the video to the left, let me switch icons. In the video to the left, it looks like, I'm going to watch the heel. It looks like the heel is raising before I even get knee to knee here. So I'm able to stay in dorsiflexion longer here. And I bet you I could generate more force through dorsiflexion in this video as well. Because, you know, my calf is getting strong, but in certain positions, it's definitely not going to be strong compared to what it used to be. So that could be something. And I would imagine when we get into the mid-flight of the penultimate, we all like this pose right here. I think for the most part, everything looks pretty similar, which is, I love to see that. This is looking good. I think it's possible. It looks like my torso is dipping down a little bit more here. I'm wondering if I'm lower overall. My center of mass is a bit lower in this video compared to here, and I do want to be lower. I would like to be lower. One of the key things that we like to see is that your center of mass this is the trajectory. It's going down. As you can see in this video, we're coming down. Some people, you might look at the head, you might notice that the head pops up and then it comes down into the penultimate. We're not doing that, which is great. That's something I had to work on early in my rebuilding phase, learning how to jump again. Reason being, you don't want that dip because when you contact, the forces are, it's not efficient. The way you amortize will change. The amount of eccentric forces, this is all eccentric right here with your legs, eccentric, 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 and then you have to converge, and then you have to change it into concentric. We want that to be as efficient as possible. Something that helps is being low and not having this dip effect. So anyway, we're good there. We're all good there. That's good. Another thing, when we are contacting our plant foot here, right? This is the plant foot. Let's go to contact. I'll say it's in between. So right there, positions look the same. It's great. I'm still knee to knee. This knee to knee is important because that will tell me this is the block foot. It's going to swing around and it's going to plant and it's going to get off the ground really quickly. My ground contact time will be quick and I'm not breaking an insane amount. Sometimes maybe the block foot might be lagging behind and you're going to spend a lot of time. This foot is going to spend a lot of time on the ground. This looks good. It looks the same. This is pretty cool. Let's see what my right foot is doing. Again, this is going to be important. Let's see if my right foot is acting the same here. So let's go forward. So I do contact like on my toe almost. Yeah, and I'm looking at my heel. I'm looking to see what my heel is doing. And it almost looks like it's just slamming into the ground there and then going up. And then here, I don't know if it's as aggressive, if the heel coming down is as aggressive. And I don't know if I'm leaking forces there. I might be leaking some energy potentially. The other thing is it might appear that I'm slamming on the ground because these are Wave Weight 10s. Those heels are huge. The heel of those shoes, they're fat. You can see how big it is compared to this. So that might be it. I think everything looks the same here. I'm just hoping I'm not leaking out too much energy there. The next thing that I want to take note is look at this. Look at my right foot. Look at my left foot. My right foot is coming off the ground. That's because I don't have enough mobility in my plantar flexion. Yeah, that's what happens when you tear your Achilles. I'm still working on it. This is way better than however it looked 6 months ago. This used to be worse. Compared to, most of the time, before my Achilles tear, my left foot would actually come off the ground first. And then my right foot, this is like a few frames later that my right foot's coming off. And this is more aggressive because the intent for this jump is distance. And when you do distance jumps, you're probably going to stay on your block foot a lot longer. But most of my normal jumps, yes, that's going to happen. It might be a frame difference, but my left foot usually comes first. So now that my right foot is coming up off the ground first, am I leaking? Am I leaking a little bit of... I probably am. Because, again, when you tear your Achilles, in plantar flexion, right? That's where I'm weakest right now. Getting my strength up in plantar flexion is tough. It's tough, and I don't have the mobility still, but I'm working on it. That's one of the hardest things, I think, the things that I'm dealing with now, 18 months after tearing my Achilles, is just getting strength in that plantar flexion. It's so weak compared to my left side. So if it was all good, and if it was strong, and if I had the mobility, I bet you this would have been a touch. I bet you. Okay, but regardless, I think that it might be somewhat minor overall, all the changes. And I think I'm okay with that. Something else that we could pay attention to when we look at the penultimate step, when we come through here, I am one of those who contact on my toes, on my midfoot, more on the toe. Some people might contact on the heel, and then roll through the penultimate, and that's fine too. I'm moving at a pretty solid pace here. I'm moving quick. We can take a look. Now, obviously, this jump is I'm not moving as fast and I'm not jumping as high. I just want to see the difference, the timing difference. How long am I spending on the ground here? And it shouldn't be, I'm hoping it's not like a massive difference, but this is just a check for later on too. So I got these timers. These are, I'm going to roll through. Let's go until I get off the ground here. All right, the foot is off the ground, 0.216. That's how much time I'm spending on the ground on that right foot. Here, we are at maybe 0.191. So yeah, of course there's a difference. This can be drastic when we're looking at ground contact time. This could be pretty big. I'd like to try and bridge that gap. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Another thing I can look at too is maybe overall ground contact time before the jump too. So with both of my feet. So we're contacting here. Let's get the timer up. Let's go up into the air. Right there maybe. And then we'll go through right here. Yeah, 0.316 versus 0.291. It's not perfect. These are not perfect measurements, but it gives me an idea. I used to be a lot quicker, obviously. So I'll continue doing what I do, working on power, strength, mobility, all of the above, elasticity, and eventually I think it will come back. I'm happy. I'm happy that I can make it to this point. I'm almost jumping 40 inches. It looks like everything looks pretty sound. There's nothing major, obviously, that's wrong with this jump. But it's just kind of cool to see the difference and how much I might have changed, which not too much. And I can work with these differences. Hey, this was a lot of fun. If you like this and if you want to have your vertical jump or your approach broken down, I do consultations. And with those consultations, I'm seeing if you're a good fit for training. If you're looking for training, I can get you going. I do coaching. It's all online. Again, we can go through a consultation, get your vertical jump analyzed, and then we'll talk about coaching as well. You can DM me on Instagram. You can leave a comment on YouTube, or you can email me at chrisjdunks@gmail.com, and we'll get into it. But this was fun. Thanks.